Hi, my name is Lola. I am a designer and founder of Not on a Monday. I run a blog and a podcast, and I have a few other little projects brewing as well. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video and if you want to watch more, and let me know your thoughts. Okay, well, hello and welcome back. So this is something new that I'm introducing to my channel, where I'm bringing myself to the forefront and we're going to have a little podcast style discussion. So it's been a while since I filmed. I used to have a YouTube channel. I had one literally almost 10 years ago, and I'm trying it again and we're going to see how it goes. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go. Okay, so the topic of this discussion today is, let's just call it something like the art of vulnerability, something like that. The algorithm is literally like reading my thoughts or something. Do you guys ever feel like that? Is that just me? Because I think I thought about this before. So okay, I'm going to read you my journal entry. I have this piece of writing here, and it is called The Two States of Vulnerability. Something I've come to realize is that there are two types of states of being vulnerable: vulnerability from naivety and ignorance, and vulnerability from strength and self-awareness. The latter is armed and prepared for backlash and the consequences that comes from bearing your bare cheek. The former can lead to the latter in safe environments, but usually is met with pain and consequences, which stops people from finding the strength in vulnerability. So I also wrote down a few sort of inspirations for that writing. Okay, so the first source of inspiration is another fellow Sagittarius, Miss Britney Spears, and she has recently released her book, The Woman in Me. And if you know me, you know that I absolutely adore Britney Spears. Like, I think she is an incredible woman, and she has honestly gone through so much. And in this book, she gets extremely vulnerable. I haven't actually read the book, but I've been listening to the audiobook on Spotify, so it comes free with the premium membership. And it's almost heartbreaking in a way. You know, I was still fairly young in 2007 when she was going through it, but I do remember there being like so much talk about her in the media and portraying her in this unruly and crazy sort of way. So many sources of media, like TV shows, films, you know, took the absolute mick. It's just so messed up, and my heart really goes out to her. And honestly, I'm really enjoying the audiobook at the moment. It's just really upsetting, everything that she went through with Justin Timberlake and everything she went through with the press, with her kids, like her career. Like, I think the name of her album was Breakout. It's called Blackout, released in 2007. And the thing is, I love Britney. I think that really gentle souls really like abuse. It's honestly very easy for me to believe, because I have had a gentle soul, and I know the way that after losing my mum, being in a vulnerable state where I was rocked around, like really taken advantage of by the people around me, like it's insane. So I believe fully that, you know, I'm so happy that she's out for conservatorship, and I'm happy that she's free, and I love listening to the book at the moment, and I'm gonna try and make my way through it. I'm like technically reading a few different books. I always read so many different books. Like, I'm currently reading this book, which I might talk about. I'm reading this book at the moment. I might talk about it later, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Second individual is another incredible woman. It's Megan the Stallion, and recently she has released Cobra, and I've been playing it non-stop, okay, because I fucking love it. I love it so much, and she is so vulnerable in the song. She talks about her parents passing, she talks about being in a vulnerable state, being incredibly depressed, being cheated on by her boyfriend, being taken advantage of by the people around her, and snakes in the grass, and I guess that's why it's called Cobra. And I fucking love it. I don't know how she makes like an absolute bop that I can literally just like dance to. but then at the same time, I'm sitting there and I'm listening to it with my headphones and I'm like, damn, Megan. I'm like, damn, Megan. And I really hope she's well now. And there are a lot of life lessons in that song. Like, I've also been through my dark night of the soul, you can call it, which began 3 years ago, and I feel like I'm literally only just coming out of the other side of the tunnel, like now, like just seeing the light. And it's been a long few years of my life. Like, it's been very difficult but full of learning lessons, and I don't know, I just really resonate with the song a lot. I think Megan is incredible, and I want to see her live. Like, I would really love to see her live. Okay, moving on to the next individual. Okay, so the next person is A Little Sims, and I wrote him most songs, and I want to be very honest that I used to listen to so much Little Sims, like when I was in uni. So it was my brother who put me onto her music, and I basically asked him, like, do you know any, black female UK based artists? And he's like, I got you, and he sent me Venom. Listening to it first time, and there was a lyric in that rocks my fucking world. Let me try and find it. Okay, so it says am I gonna rap? I'm not gonna rap, okay, I'm just gonna say it. It says, they would never want to admit I'm the best here, from the mere fact I've got ovaries. And then basically everything until the chorus, right? Like, I remember just being by the irons, got my goofy headphones on, I might post a picture, and I was just listening to this song. I was fucking gobsmacked. Like, I literally had to close my mouth. And I wrote my songs here, but like, admittedly, I found her music before I was about to go through things, and while it did give me strength. Okay, so I just had to stop it right there for a second and just finish what I was saying, because it's not really making much sense. So I listened to like Grey Area, and I just wanted to say that she's not afraid to talk about the darkness, like the shadow emotions, and whether you're giving into them or overcoming them, and being stronger than succumbing to it. And that's a very real human experience. Sometimes I'm an Introvert was like also an iconic album, because it's like you can hear like the Afro beats, like Fela Kuti kind of inspiration, and I just think it's amazing. Okay, moving on. We've got Jeanette McCurdy. I'm glad my mom died. So like in my last video I said mother, and it's actually mom. It's a bit of a difficult one because I've also lost my mum. I've saved it on my Spotify, so I'm going to be listening to the audiobook soon. I've watched a lot of videos on TikTok, like it just would come up my feed all the time. So I know a little bit about it basically, and I really applaud her for getting so vulnerable, like really like bearing her soul, and like talking about the plethora of complex emotions that you experience when you lose a loved one. I mean, it's just indescribable. Like, of course it's a lot of depression, but it's so many other emotions, and I think that she gives an extremely balanced perspective on what it is like, and she talks about, being raised by basically narcissistic parents. I'm extremely grateful for the sacrifices that they've made so that I'm able to live my life. I'm extremely grateful, but that does not, doesn't take away the scars, it doesn't take away the trauma. Like, it's all still very much there, and it's still definitely a hurdle to heal from. So I wanted to talk about this book, The White Oleander. So this is another, well, actually it's a film that was recommended to me on my feed on TikTok. Back when I was on TikTok. I'm no longer on TikTok. Yeah, I didn't expect to be overcome with all of those emotions from watching the film. I really didn't think it would resonate, but it really did. And so I needed more, and I was watching loads of YouTube videos, analysis videos, and I'm just like, I need more of this. So I got to read the book. I already know the storyline, but I like, of course, that books go into so much more detail, like so much more detail. So it gave me the more that I was needing, and I've been really enjoying reading it. I'm, you know, close to finishing. It's just because I'm so slow at reading, but it's okay because I'm like devouring it, savoring it, allowing it to dance on my palate, and yeah, part of me doesn't want it to end, but you know, that's the way that it goes. Like, okay, to conclude this video, I wanted to talk about the strength and vulnerability, because when you know how to wield it, it is such a huge strength. It is just such like, it is like you know, when you're playing a game, you've got like the ultimate weapon, like you've got like that like super high level weapon, you're like, yeah. It's like that. It's like you unlock a super strong, it can be a shield, it can be a weapon, it can be malleable, we can wield it. And honestly, this is also why, instead of hiding behind my camera, I'm bringing myself to the forefront and I'm recording myself, because it's never been something I've been comfortable with. If you followed me on Instagram throughout the years, like, I've never posted my face. This was before I like MIA. I went MIA on Instagram, but like before that, I never showed my face. I have like one selfie that I took when I was like 17, and I have been, because there's just so much that comes with putting yourself at the forefront, like that people don't really talk about. So yeah, but I feel finally ready, and I feel like, but I just, yeah, I really hope that you enjoy this, and please, you know, like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Yeah, I have quite a few, and it'd be great if you take a look and let me know what you think. So, bye.